Giant extraterrestrial aliens visit Earth from another dimension. FBI 1947 declassified report states. It's the most popular file in the FBI vault, our high-tech electronic reading room housing various bureau records released under the Freedom of Information Act. Over the past 2 years, this file has been viewed nearly 1 million times, yet it is only a single page replaying an unconfirmed report that the FBI never even followed up on. The FBI vault contains thousands of declassified files about various mysteries of the past. The topic related to UFOs and aliens always remains the most discussed one, and the FBI has a lot of documents stored in its vault. Speaking of this strange phenomenon, Memorandum 6751 is the most important to the ufology, according to former FBI Special Agent John D'Souza. The FBI has always paid great attention to the UFO phenomenon, and by the way, this confirms the old suspicions. Many science fiction films are actually based on real events, whether it is leaked that the FBI purposely made to raise public awareness or to recognize agents existing or former who consider it unfair to deprive the public knowledge opinion about these secrets. Of course, one cannot believe that Edgar Hoover, a director of the FBI during those events that we are talking about, was very worried about justice or respect for the right of society to know the facts. And the document of just a few days after, basically, the Roswell crash reported July 4th, 1947. This document is dated July 8, 1947. A memorandum of importance, it says. Memorandum 6751. So I'm wondering now, are these giant aliens visiting us from another dimension? Has this anything to do with the Roswell crash? We don't know. But anyway, going back to this, he was the ultra-conservative and reactionary who thought differently, but the fact is that in 2010, it became known from the FBI's The Vault page that the agency included in the category of declassified a report prepared specifically, Memo 6751, in July 1947 by a special agent of the FBI. He was a lieutenant colonel whose identity was in the interests of national security and, at the direction of the almighty Hoover, erased a report based on an interview with a witness of the appearance of a UFO. The witness shared his own experience of contact with a non-human mind and could tell quite a lot. Memo 6751 acknowledges the existence of an alien presence. Former FBI officer John D'Souza, the author of The Extra-Dimensionals, True Tales and Concepts of Alien Visitors, points to the memorandum as a significant document in ufology. And this is the Memo 6751 breakdown. Line 1, part of the disk carries crews, others are under remote control. Disks meaning the UFOs. Line 2, their mission is peaceful and their agenda is to settle on Earth. Well, so they claim. Even though they love giving us orders, and what happens if we don't follow their orders? I don't want to contemplate. Line 3, the beings are human-like but much larger in size. Line 4 to 6 describes multiple dimensional beings from an etheric planet which interpenetrates with our own. Line 4 says they are not externate Earth people but come from their own world. Line 5 says they do not come from any planet as we use the word, but from an etheric planet which interpenetrates with our own and is not perceptible to us. Well, okay, that also goes true for the interdimensional, well, another dimension of, let's say, for example, the angelic realm. We don't see them, but they are around us. The angels and saints are always around us, but we don't see them unless we are given that capability by the grace of God. If we were to see angels and demons around us, we would not be able to have the strength, okay, the mental and physical strength to keep seeing all these things. So it's for our benefit not to be seeing them all the time. Now, line 6, the bodies of the visitors and their craft also automatically materialize on entering the vibratory rate of our matter, our domain. So that's line 6. Line 7, weaponized with radiant energy, they enter the etheric or cross dimensions at will. And line 8 likens their word to locus or talus. Line 8, the region from which they come is not the astral plane, but corresponds to the locus or talus. Students of esoteric matter will understand these terms. Now, line 9, they probably cannot be reached by radio, but probably can be by radar if a signal system can be devised for that apparatus. So conclusion, let the newcomers be treated with kindness. Addendum, the front contains the controls, the middle portion is a laboratory, the rear contains armament, which consists essentially of a powerful energy apparatus, perhaps a ray. According to the report, I wonder what they use the ray for if it's armament. According to, probably against those like me that would not comply with their orders. I would say, get behind me, Satan. Now, according to the report, among other species, we are visited by creatures not only from other planets, but from other dimensions as well. In particular, they are from the etheric plane, coexisting with our physical universe. Materialized entities appeared as translucent giants. The first thing that comes to mind when reading the document is that we are dealing with a story of a dreamer, but it should not be that noted. This is fact. This fact must have enough consecutive moments to initiate an investigation of the FBI, and this must be recognized when it comes to justifying financial injections and expenses of the resources. The narrator goes on to explain that these creatures use energy vectors to translate, which are interpreted as flying saucers. Their goal is peaceful, that so they claim. So their goal is peaceful, they claim, if one can consider peaceful the task that they transmitted, probably telepathically, to the witness to stay living on this planet without disturbing us. John D'Souza noted in his book that understanding extra-dimensionality is the way to unfold the truth of the paranormal, the spiritual, and even the physical world. These visitors have been with us since time immemorial, and their messages to us are everywhere around us. The truth will eventually explode into our field of vision. If we refuse to listen, then we are only delaying the inevitable to a time when an alarm will be sounded that is so loud that it will consume everything upon the earth. Once the black swan arrives, once we awaken to numerous mile-long shadows cast by these ancient ships hanging over our major cities, soundless, motionless, maddening, it will be too late. Memo 6751 remained classified for 63 years until Executive Order 13526, which allowed for its declassification and release. The memo may not be a smoking gun, but it's significant in that it remained untouched from the disinformation campaigns of Project Grudge and Blue Book. Although much of the information contained in the memo is extremely detailed, there are some inconsistencies. Firstly, the absence of the name of its author, although he claims to have several diplomas and that he was the head of the university department. Another fact is that the FBI prepared the document and it is not the original that is being investigated. Unlike early Roswell stories, this file refers to living beings much larger than humans. In addition, they supposedly can live in another dimension, in another world. However, the author of the article never mentioned how he collected all the information. So from this point on, every detail in Memorandum 6751 is confusing. This was by How and Wise on Collective Spark. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.